Sovereign Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Hello, Namaskar. You're watching BTTV. This is Market Today. I'm Tanya, Aneja, and with me, Bhatnagar, our markets editor. Well, bulls took a breather after rallying for several days and as Indian benchmark indices trade lower ahead of Japan's monetary policy decision. But where are the markets headed going forward and what should be your strategy in the last trading hour? We will discuss this and much more. But first, let's do one thing. Let's take a quick market check. So Nifty 50, of course, 21,450. That level is not is now gone on Nifty, 15 points lower as we speak. Nifty Bank also trading in the red, 214 points gone there, 47,927. So clearly profit booking taking place as far as Nifty Bank is concerned. Let's do one thing. Let's pull up some of the gainers and the losers for you from today's trading session. And in the gainers list, the name that is on the top is Bajaj Auto. Now this is on the basis this is actually a news-based move that we are seeing. Cumulative sales, three-wheeler sales have come in, and the positive impact you can see on this particular counter, 3% uptick there. Sun Pharma is the pharma day today, and this counter is in the green, 2% uptick there, and 3 lakh market cap mark that is also now seen on this particular stock. Hindalco, some of the metal counters doing really well in today's trading session, and some of the Adani stocks also up in the trade today. Adani Ports 1.5% uptick there, 1095 is the level where we are at, and Reliance, of course, some of the blue chips participating and in the green today, 2529 is the level. On the flip side, if you see some of the losers, Power Grid is the name on the top, and the stock is down 2.3% as we speak. 237 is the level. Some of the FMCG counters not participating in today's rally, in today's session. 451 is the level on ITC, ICICI Bank, some of the banking names as well. 1022 is the level as far as this counter is concerned. But let's do one thing. Let's welcome our guest on the show today, and we also have with us Shell. So Shell, I think Monday blues on Dalal Street for the bulls today.
Good afternoon, Tanya. The Monday blues are only limited to some Nifty stocks. There is a wide variety of very high beta, low ticket sized items which are doing extremely well in the market. Let's focus on them. A strong move coming in on IRCTC. This was the first stock that we had discussed in the morning, somewhere like 780. Now the stock is surging very rapidly. You have a very fine move coming in at the moment. IRCTC trading at about 850, 890. This is of course about 9.5% higher, and this is the best gaining stock in the F&O space with huge volumes, I may add, somewhere like 1500 crore worth of transactions happening. Also in the green is Indiabulls Housing Finance, 231.95 as far as cash markets are concerned, but there is no stopping IRCTC. Nilesh Jain, AVP of Technical Research at Centrum Broking, joins us. Nilesh, a warm welcome to you. Firstly, your view on IRCTC, and then your 2 stock picks.
Very good afternoon to you, Shailendra and Sabiko. And if you look at the overall structure of the IRCTC, the stock has witnessed a sharp reversal from the lower levels. And if you look at a consolidation, we have witnessed a good consolidation of more than almost 2 years now. And from those consolidation, we have witnessed a fresh breakout at the levels of near about 800. Now the next target on the upside is coming around 930 rupees. So that would be the first target, followed by 1000 rupees. So these are the two targets to watch out for. It's not advisable to buy counters at 10% upper levels. Rather, wait for some meaningful correction to get into the long side. Wait for some decline towards 830, 820 levels, keeping stop loss below 800 for the upside target of 930 and 1000. Now, coming to today's two top picks from my side. First would be McDowell United Spirit. So this particular counter, given a fresh breakout from a triangle formation, it resembles symmetrical triangle formation on a daily time frame chart, and a good OI addition can be seen of more than 5%. So stock is look like heading towards is all-time high territory, and the target on the upside comes around 1130, followed by 1150. Stop loss should be placed below 1080. So McDowell United Spirit would be the first stock to watch out for from the liquor space. And the second bet is looking positive from the pharmaceutical space, as Tanya mentioned at the beginning of the show, that is Sun Pharma Index Heavyweight. The counter has reached a fresh all-time high levels today, given a fresh breakout as well. The upside is open for 1275 followed by 1300. Stop loss can be placed below 1240.
Okay. The other good thing I wanted to mention about IRCTC, of course, is the second most active traded future on F&O after Reliance Industries. So far, 32,634 contracts have been traded. At the moment, the lot size is 875. You need to keep an eye out on this one. What's really ticking as far as the Nifty space is concerned, and beyond the Nifty? Let's take a look. Tanya, today what happened in the morning was there was a bout of sweetness that visited markets, and in the form of Balrampur Chini, Trimedi Enterprises, of Dhampur Sugar, Magad Sugar, as also Praj Industries and other sugar stocks. The news being that the government just might reconsider its very harsh step that it had taken to limit ethanol sales to the OMC business, rather than putting it directly into the main line, which is the sugar business. To you, Nilesh, any view that you will have on Balrampur Chini? This is also up 5.2%, but this is after a steep correction.
Right, Shailendra. So, if you look at the structure of this particular counter, after a fall of roughly around 8 to 10 trading sessions, today we have witnessed a strong pullback. And in this pullback, the stock is trying to reclaim its 200 exponential moving average that is placed at 406 levels. So we need a close above the same for further pullback to continue towards 420, 430. But if you look at the overall structure, which looks slightly on a sideways front, and we don't expect any V-shaped recovery on immediate basis. But yes, this pullback might extend further towards 425 to 430. One can remain long, keeping stop loss below 380 for the long positions.
Okay, absolutely got that. And Nilesh, I also want to discuss some of the defense counters with you. So Mazdoc was in focus, of course, because of the contract win with an European client. But BDL, that stock is also the top gainer from the mid-cap space. So 1397. No, the last trading price is 1484, 1481, and 6% uptick there on this particular counter, Nilesh. So is it now time to book some profits? What would you do at these levels?
Well, Tanya, if you look at the structure of this particular counter, it's almost close to 28% in this month. And
Yes.
this is the second consecutive month of the gains for the BDL. So looking at the overall structure, although it is still looking positive for further upside move to continue towards 1520 to 1550, but it is advisable to keep booking profit at the high level, because we might see some profit taking from the high levels. So it's better to avoid taking any fresh long position at the high levels. Wait for some meaningful correction. If somebody is already holding the long position, can book partial profit in the range of 1500 to 1520. And within this space, there is another counter, that is HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So here we are witnessing a sort of consolidation breakout on the daily time frame chart. So this counter is looking positive, and it looks like it is heading towards 2830 to 2850. One can take a fresh long here, keeping stop loss below 2780.
Okay, absolutely. Got that. And one quick word on Zensar Technologies as well, because if I correctly remember, Shell also discussed this stock in the morning trade and it's up around 3.6% as we speak. 615 is the level. What would you do at these levels, Nilesh?
Right, Sanya. So today we have witnessed a multi-year breakout in this particular counter. In fact, that breakout came on Friday, and it has broken out its major resistance of 580. Now it looks like it is heading towards 700 sort of levels on the upside. And if at all we see any decline towards 570, 580, that could give a good opportunity to make a fresh entry. If somebody is already holding the long position, can keep a trailing stop loss below 575 and stay put for the further upside move to continue towards 650 on immediate basis, and positionally it is looking strong for 700 plus targets.
Okay, I'll have to, Tanya, apologize to you and Nilesh and mark IRCTC again. Now, what has happened is that in the interval when we marked it first and now, it's climbed to be the top traded counter on the National Stock Exchange. 2.47 crore shares have been traded, a total turnover of somewhere like 1975 crores, and in terms of volume breakout, what you see is that IRCTC has clocked a 5x volume today compared with the 5-day average that we have. So this is something really interesting to look at. Strong move coming in here. Of course, it's really overheated, so no point taking a view as far as prices are concerned. But let's mark them anyway. So Bharat Dynamics now up 6%. This I think will be an all-time high. Yes, 1477. Siemens moving very strongly, the German MNC doing fantastically well. Very strong volumes coming in, 14 lakh shares traded. The price is about 41.14, so fresh record high as well. Zydus Life 4% higher, 675. The volume is 57 lakhs. And of course, IRB. This is a low ticket high beta item, which Tanya also already says as chota packet, bada dhamaka. 4% higher, 42.35 rupees. And what else is interesting? Hindustan Aeronautics record high, Adani Ports record high, BEL record high of 171.85. So this is the broad all-time high stocks along with volume buzzers that are coming in. And let's look at some more interesting names when it comes to this interesting theme. IRFC is flat, 94.65. Turnover is somewhere like 1292 crores. So this is something that one needs to look at because volume is what decides price later. Zomato 3.3% higher, 127.80, and 861 crores worth of shares have been traded. Tanya, over to you. What are you watching?
Shell, I think Tata Steel we should discuss as well, because Tata Steel, this stock also hit a fresh 52-week high today, 137.65. Now it is trading on a flattish note. 136.85 is the level where we are at this point in time. Nilesh, coming to you for a quick check on Tata Steel. Where do you see the stock heading going forward?
Right, Tanya. So today again we have witnessed a good breakout in Tata Steel. And looking at the structure, it looks like it may gradually inch towards 150 mark. So that would be the immediate target that one can expect from Tata Steel. Stop loss should be placed below 132, and one can remain long in this particular counter. So within metal space, our outlook is slightly on a positive side. And from aluminum space, another FNO counter that we are liking is Hindalco, where constantly we are witnessing a high top and high bottom formation. So watch out for that stock as well. It looks positive for 580 to 600 sort of levels on the upside. Stop loss here can be placed below 545. So Hindalco is another counter within metal space that is looking positive.
Okay, on that note, thank you so much, Nilesh, for taking the time out and being with us here on BTTV and sharing these wonderful ideas with us as well.
Thank you,
So, on
Tanya.
that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a short break, but lots more coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now let's shift our focus to the primary markets. And the company on our radar today is Muthoot Microfin, and the IPO is now open for subscription. The price band, if you see, that has been fixed at 277 to 291 rupees per share, and the company plans to raise 960 crore rupees from this issue. So to discuss about the IPO and the company's business, we have with us Mr. Sadaf Sayeed, who is the CEO of Muthoot Microfin. Very good afternoon, sir. Tanya this side from BTTV, and thank you so much first of all for taking the time and being with us here on BTTV. So my first question to you would be that how do you plan to utilize, okay, are you able to hear us now? Okay, so I was saying, sir, that how do you plan to utilize the proceeds from this issue going forward?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting us. So this issue, Muthoot Microfin issue, is 960 crores of issue, out of which around 760 crores is primary and 200 crores is secondary. The 760 crore would be utilized to augment our capital base. We are growing at a 36% CAGR for last 3 years, and this growth is coming from expansion of our distribution network. So we have added around 260 branches last financial year. Until the 6 months of this financial year, we have added around 160 branches more. We have acquired around 7.5 lakh customer last financial year and 4 lakh customer in the 6-month period of this financial year. And we have significant investment in technology with which we are reaching out to these customers. So this capital raise would be utilized primarily for expansion of our business and reaching out to more customer and investment in technology.
Okay, absolutely, got that. And also, sir, the RBI's decision to increase the risk weight on consumer loans. How do you see this decision? I mean, what impact do you see on the microfinance industry?
Yeah, I think that regulation is quite positive for microfinance. RBI being the proactive regulator, they have identified that consumption loans can cause risk, but microfinance, they have kind of kept it away. They have not classified microfinance loan as a consumption loan because these are all income generating loan. Secondly, the higher risk weightage that has been recommended is not applicable to microfinance entities. And it is also not applicable to the banks who lend under priority sector to microfinance entities. So I see that that will encourage more flow of funds for the microfinance institutions because any other kind of asset would require higher risk weightage for banks, but not microfinance. So where there'll be more flow of funds. Secondly, on the customer side also, I feel this is positive because any sort of consumption loans which were easily available, were eating into the wallet of the customer, and there was a chance of customer becoming over leveraged or overburdened. So that would be reduced. So definitely from a customer repayment capacity also, this is quite positive for microfinance industry.
Right. A very warm welcome to you, sir, on Market Today at Business Today Television. I just wanted to know, what is your average loan size? How has it moved over the last 2 years? And what is the capital adequacy ratio that Muthoot Microfin enjoys?
Yeah, so we basically are a microfinance company. We operate in a joint liability group format. It's a Grameen model of lending where we form a group of 10 to 15 ladies, and we lend to them based on their individual capacity. So average ticket size for our customer is around 51,000 rupees. Our growth is coming essentially from expansion of our distribution network. We are a pan-India player. We have presence in 18 states and union territories, covering around 329 districts with 1,340 branches spread across the country. So growth is coming from acquisition of more customers. Our 51% of our portfolio is in South, which is Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, and Karnataka. And 23% of our portfolio is in North, and around 13% of our portfolio is in East, which is West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and around 12% of our portfolio is in West. And more customer acquisition, fresh customer acquisition is happening in North. So that is where our growth is coming from. And our essential increase in the ticket size is around 10% as compared to the previous year. But essentially, the growth is coming from expansion of distribution network, acquiring more customers. Our strategy is to ensure we continue to acquire fresh customer and at the same time increase our wallet share with the existing customer, retain those customer, and ensure that our market share in the markets where we are leaders, we are the leader in Tamil Nadu and we are the leader in Kerala. So that place we continue to maintain our position, and at the same time, the newer markets we continue to grow. On the capital adequacy side, currently before the capital raise, we have a 20.4% capital adequacy. And post this capital raise, another 760 crores would be added into our capital. And it will be close to around 28% of capital adequacy that we will have. We are growing at a healthy rate at a CAGR of 36%. And the industry of microfinance has also been growing at a 25-30%. So this capital would be sufficient for us for the next 2 years of growth. Our internal accruals are also healthy. For the last 3 quarters consecutively, we are clocking around 100 crores of profit. And for the first 6 months, our ROA is around 4.2%. And with this internal accrual and the capital adequacy, we can continue to grow for the next 2 years.
Yes, I'll have to agree with you. The IPO is priced very, very attractively despite the roaring bull markets that we are seeing, and the fact that so far over the past maybe 10 odd months, we've seen IPOs doing fantastically well. So let me just share some data as far as the IPO pricing is concerned. As far as valuations are there, Muthoot Microfin is offered at a PE of nearly 14 times and a price to book of about 1.9 times. Peer median for the same is about 15.4 and 2 times respectively. Mr. Sayeed, if you look at the loan growth, you are an established company. I think the track record is more than a decade. What is the size of the loan book and how has it grown in terms of CAGR over the last 5 years?
So we are at a 10,800 crores of asset under management as of September. And if you look at the last 3 years, we have grown at a 36% CAGR. Of course, there was a COVID period in between, but essential part is like when you look at a company like ours, the key things that you look at, that it comes with it with a very strong brand name. Muthoot is a well-known brand name across the country. We are a diversified business conglomerate with interest in financial services. So our focus is at the bottom of pyramid, be it a gold finance company, which is our parent company, Muthoot Fincorp, or our sister concern, Muthoot Capital Services, which is in two-wheeler finance, or Muthoot Housing Finance, which is in affordable housing. So all of us focus at the bottom of the pyramid. Muthoot Microfin more so on the microfinance space. So if you look at it from that perspective, we are uniquely positioned to cater to our customer to provide them life cycle need products. And because of which our customer retention ratio is one of the highest in the industry. Plus, we are a very risk conscious organization. So we have a robust risk management practices. We have an in-house IT team, a tech-driven organization. So we have developed a scorecard with the help of Equifax, which is a well-renowned credit bureau. We have studied the 6.5 crore loan accounts, and we have developed a scorecard. We have identified 40 parameters which influence the customer's repayment behavior, and we have given risk weightage to all of those behavior, and based on that, each customer gets a score. And after the score, the customer are categorized into 4 categories: low risk, very low risk, medium risk, and high risk. Our focus is to make sure that our contribution into low risk and very low risk customer increases. So typically in lending, we call that there are 2 types of error a lending company can make. One is to lend to a wrong customer, and the other error, we call it type 2 error in this parlance. That is, you have a good customer in front of you, but you're not giving an adequate amount of loan to the customer. Maybe she deserves an 80,000 rupee of loan, but you're giving only 20,000 or 30,000. So you are missing out on that 50,000 rupees of good business. So this scorecards allows us to avoid that mistake, the type 2 error, and we are able to maximize our wallet share into the good customer category. And because of this, our GNPAs have come down from 7.4% at a peak of COVID to September 2.37%. And our net NPA is at 0.33%. And if you look at the book that we have originated post-COVID, that is almost 97% of our book today. So all the book that we have originated post June 2021, the GNPA in that portfolio is 0.67%. And this is also because of our focus on credit. We have a dedicated credit vertical in our operations, which ensures underwriting of the cases are done properly, ensure that the cash flow assessment is done properly. We have a strong collection mechanism also, which ensures that the losses are minimized. So that all kind of are the unique aspect, being a strong brand name, focus on credit, use of technology, and our geographical reach pan-India, which differentiates us from all of the other competition that is there in the market.
Okay, absolutely, got that. And sir, actually I was going through some of the brokerage reports, whether to subscribe to this issue or not. So some of them have mentioned that the exposure to interest rate fluctuations and intense competition within the microfinance space, these are some of the risks that should worry investors. What do you have to say about these risks, and how do you plan to tackle them going forward?
Yeah. On the competition side, I can tell you that if you look at microfinance space, there are around identified 17 crores of household which are categorized into the microfinance customers. And today the industry is catering to around 7.5 crore households. So definitely there's huge potential to grow, and there are enough and more opportunities for everyone to grow. We are a 5th largest player in the country in NBFC MFI category, number 1 in Kerala, number 3 in South. We definitely have a lot of potential to grow, and we are offering differentiated services in terms of our digital focus and our focus on financial inclusion and ensuring that we offer multiple products. On the interest rate side, RBI has recently liberalized microfinance regulation. Earlier, the NBFC MFI were subjected to a margin cap of 10% for the large entities. That regulation has been liberalized, and NBFC MFIs are allowed to price their credit based on their cost structure. That is, what is their cost of fund, what is their operating cost, what is the risk margin, and the margin for the profits. So I think that has really allowed us to price our credit according to the market that we are operating in and the risk that we face. So our net interest margin as of today is 12.34%. And we definitely feel this is sustainable. and we have been growing at a decent pace. We feel that once the policy rate cuts are announced by RBI and we see rate cuts, these margins will further expand, definitely.
Okay, absolutely got that. Margins will expand, but the company's asset quality that has improved tremendously. I would like to mark that. Oh, and of course, over the past few years. So, how do you plan to sustain this kind of growth, and what's the outlook for rest of the financial year?
As I said, our asset quality is superior and we are credit conscious. We have used credit scorecard for underwriting. At the front end also, we have a separate underwriting vehicle. Each branch is equipped with a separate credit officer who underwrites each and every loan. We are a tech-focused organization, but at the same time, we are not losing the touch with the customer. So we remain digital. We continue to touch base with the customer, at the same time use technology to better understand the customer. We have done an extensive market survey of our customers. 84% of our customers are having some sort of a smartphone at home. Either the husband or the customer herself or her kids would have a smartphone. So what we are trying to do is put our Muthoot Mahila app that we have developed for the benefit of the customer in our phone. As of now, out of the 3.2 million customers, 1.5 million customers have already downloaded this app. And this is what is bringing our efficiency, the use of technology. Our cost to income ratio has reduced from 64% to 46% in September. And we feel that this has further potential to go down because we have right now touched only 1.5 million customer, which is 47% of our total base. Once it reaches to the whole potential of 84%, definitely there would be much more reduction in the operating cost. Also, on the growth side, the industry is growing decently. The industry has grown at 25-30%. We've been growing at a 36% CAGR. Definitely, our growth will outpace the industry growth, and we'll continue to grow along with the industry. So we will be able to kind of sustain this ROA, definitely.
Right. With that, Mr. Saeed, thank you very much for taking out time and discussing with us the internal prospect of Muthoot Microfin. This is an IPO which is recently launched, 900 crore rupees worth of shares on offer, of which 700 is in the form of an IPO. Our best wishes to you, and we hope the listing is as fabulous as the issue has been priced. Sudeep is with us. Sudeep Shah, Deputy Vice President, Head of Technical and Derivatives Research at SBI Securities. A very warm welcome to you, Sudeep. A very quick view on BHEL, and then we'll discuss the market. 4.5% higher and at 187.50. What does it say?
First of all, good afternoon to you and all the listeners. Now, when we are seeing the stock of BHEL, it's up by 3.5 to 4% now. But this just a spurt that has come in the last 15-20 minutes, if we see. So I feel it's just more of a short covering in nature. And the stock, as it is, if we see in the last 1 month or so, it is in a big uptrend. So overall, in an big uptrend in the last 5-6 sessions, we have seen some consolidation happening between 175, 173 and somewhere closer to 118. Today, we are seeing a breakout above that level. So I feel the stock is still slated to go higher from here on. 182, 183 levels will act as a strong support now. Until this zone is held, I feel upside up to 196, 197 cannot be ruled out in the next few sessions.
Okay, and what are the two stock picks that you're looking at in terms of further move as far as prices are concerned technically?
See, if we this stock, United Spirits, this stock had consolidated for a long time now. Since September, October, the stock is consolidating between 1075, 1080. And today we are seeing a breakout on the upside with volumes. and on the daily, weekly, monthly, all time frames, the stock has given a breakout with volume. So today, uh, as things stand, I feel from the current levels, United Spirits can be bought with 1080 as a stop loss, and the targets on the upside would be 1150, 1170. And the second stock that I like is Zydus Life Science. So now Zydus, if we see what has happened is that the stock has traded in a tight range before this breakout in the last 15, 17 sessions, right from 16th November. The stock has been trading in a range between 630 and 660. And today we are seeing a breakout with volumes. The consolidation zone has been broken. And even the previous swing highs of 665, 670 zone, which were registered in August 2023, the stock is now sustaining above that with a fair margin. So with pharma back in action today, we are seeing selective stocks in pharma making a move on the upside. So I feel from the current levels, even Zydus can be bought with 660 stop loss and 710 target in the next few sessions.
Okay, United Spirits, keep an eye out on this particular stock. Nilesh also pointed this out, and it is up around 23% in the past 6 months. So keep an eye out on this particular counter as well. But Sudeep, coming to you for Power Grid as well, because we have been discussing this stock, and today we are seeing that this stock is the top loser, down around 2.4% as we speak. 231 is the level. Would you buy this dip, or should one ignore at these levels?
Tanya, the stock from a positional perspective looks really good. But since in the last few sessions, we are seeing all these PSU stocks, CPSE stocks being too overheated. So I feel from the upper end being too overheated, the stocks can cool off a bit, and they could retrace back to their, say, last 15 days average prices, or some kind of uh, uh, their mean reversion could be witnessed. So I feel from the current levels, if we see a good zone to accumulate Power Grid would be around 225, 226 zone. From the zone, it had broken out on 6th of December. So that zone, I guess, can be retested, and post that we could take off. We could review it then. But as things stand, I feel from current levels, 225, 226 zone can be retested.
Okay, absolutely got that. And HFCL, I think we should pull up this top as well, the top gainer from the small cap space. The company is the manufacturer of next gen technologies like 5G network, defense, security, Wi-Fi and all. The stock is up around 5%, 78 is the level. What's next for this counter, Sudeep?
See, if we see positionally, the stock in the last 1.5 years has been on a decent uptrend. And a longer term chart from, say, 2020, if we see, the stock had moved from, say, 10 to around 90, and then it is in a range. But while you see the stock, it is kind of giving signs of a breakout on a longer term chart. So above 81, 82 zone, if this stock sustains, I guess it will be a big long term breakout for at least 110, 120 targets. So I would right now just wait for a day or two, let the stock settle above 81, 82 levels, and then with a stop loss of 70, the stock can head up to 110, 120.
Okay, it's almost now 3:08 p.m. Let's just do a broader market check, and then I'll again ask some good technical questions to Sudeep. At the moment, the Nifty, ladies and gentlemen, is at 20,421. It's down 36. There is almost a 0.5 percentage point cut on the Nifty Bank, 47,843, and the IT index is down 71 points. That's practically nothing, 35,711. The point I'm marking this is that today represents probably the first phase of a consolidation that we are likely to see on the Nifty during this week. We've seen a very, very sharp rally all of last week, all of the week before that, And as far as December is concerned, Nifty alone is up 6.2%, Bank Nifty is up 7.9%. So good times to see this kind of a price move coming in, which calms long-term investors. Now, what is moving? Let's look at again Nifty as far as index heavyweights are concerned. ICICI Bank 1.6% lower, ITC 1.5% lower, Infosys 0.7% lower, and Axis Bank 0.8% lower. What's rising? Bajaj Finance and Reliance are up 1% each. So this is the broad structure of the market. Sudeep, to you, is the Nifty now looking to calm down a bit this week, or are we likely to see more action once this dip accelerates?
Shailji, I feel from a Nifty perspective, if you see the support zone is lying somewhere around 21,300, 21,340 zone, because significant put writing has been witnessed in 21,400 and 21,300 strikes. And even despite the minor dip today that we are seeing, 21,400 puts are adding open interest even in the last hour of trade. So I feel overall we are in a range, and it's better that index consolidates and don't move up on a daily basis, because beyond a point even the oscillators are reaching overbought zone and they cannot sustain in an overbought zone for more than a particular period of time. So that is the reason time-wise correction is more essential, and I feel markets could stay in a range between 21,280, 21,300 from a Nifty perspective on the downside, and 21,500, 550 on the upside. Because if you see 21,400 and 21,300 puts, there is some aggressive writing happening there. And on the other hand, towards the call side, if you see 21,500 calls have also witnessed the highest open interest additions today. So I feel overall the range would be, as I just said, 21,280, 21,300 on the downside, and 21,500, 530 on the upside.
Okay, absolutely got that. And I think we should discuss some of the PSU counters as well, Shell. So Deep, coming to you from all these PSU names like, NALCO, BHEL, Steel Authority of India, these are all buzzing stocks in today's trading session. What are your thoughts on PSU space? Any stocks that are on your radar from this particular space?
See, Nalco and SAIL, they have given a big long-term breakout. Now, if you see, the stocks are at almost at their highs, which we had seen in April 2022 in case of Nalco. If you see SAIL, then even SAIL is at a multi-year high. Similarly, around April, May 2022 was the last time we had seen these kind of rates. So overall, if you see, these are multi-year breakouts, and might cool off a bit because the gains in the last 3-4 sessions have been to the tune of 15 to 25% in these stocks. But the overall structure in these stocks have improved quite a lot. So a small dip also, say another 2-3% on the downside, with Nifty maybe consolidating. So that would be a good entry point from these stocks perspective, because if you see SAIL, NALCO, both are a part of metal index, and while the dollar index is cooling off around 102, 102 half, that is giving more impetus to all these metal counters, and that is why I feel this additional help in the metal counters would be courtesy dollar index also if it starts weakening from here. So these two stocks look good, but apart from that, there is one stock from public sector stock which is not much discussed, but I feel that is steadily coming out of a consolidation and witnessing a breakout. That is Shipping Corporation of India. Now, if you see Shipping Corporation of India, the stock had been in a range between 130 and 160, 163 levels, say since September. But today we are seeing a volume-based breakout on this counter, and the stock is now sustaining above all the swing highs now, if you see in the last 3-4 months. So from the current levels, I guess that should be on radar, and 158, 160 zone could act as a strong support here, and upside potential could be up to 180, 185.
But what about Union Bank of India, Sudeep? 123 is the level at this point in time, down around 4%. Are you buying this dip?
No, in case, see, what we are seeing in case of PSU banks, it is becoming a bit selective now. So what is happening is that if you see stocks like Bank of Baroda, that stock was underperforming a week back, but in the last 2-3 days it has come out and it tried to reduce that underperformance. So that Bank of Baroda, PNB, these stocks are relatively strong, and I feel they should be on radar. And in case of Bank of India, a dip up to say 105, 106 levels, and in case of Union Bank, the particular stock, this could dip up to 118, 119, and that could be a good zone to re-enter. But if putting all stocks together, relatively, I feel Bank of Baroda and PNB are more stronger out of the lot.
Okay, now at about 3:15, we have just 15 minutes left as far as today's trade is concerned, and it's a bit of a quiet time that the market is in. Nothing much is moving. They're just digesting today's trade. In terms of turnover, there is nothing much to talk about unless you are looking at the top traded counter. So it's a quiet day, and I'll explain why it is so. Reliance is up 1%, 2520 rupees. Just 1600 crores worth of shares have been traded. HDFC Bank is flat, 1654. Just 1386 crores worth of shares have been traded. Then you have an interesting counter. IRFC flat again, 94.4. 1358 crores worth of transactions have happened. Zomato is interesting, 4.5%. The counter at about almost 129 rupees. 1000 crores worth of transaction is happening. And of course, State Bank of India, 980 crores worth of transaction, flat trade at about 648. So the point I'm trying to make is that there is less activity in the frontline counters. Nifty is chipped about 46 points lower, 21,410. There's a very, very strong support at 21,394. It is most likely that this will be held, but strong moves coming in as far as cash counters are concerned. IRCTC 12% higher, 879 for you, 2,901 crores worth of shares have been traded. And let's look at some other interesting counters as far as the NSE is concerned. The NSE mid cap. Okay. Yes Bank. It's a rare day that I talk about Yes Bank. The reason why I mention it is that it's 3.5% higher, 2280, and 1164 crores worth of shares have been transacted. Steel Authority and Bharat Dynamics. These are two stocks I'd like Sudeep to evaluate. To you, Sudeep, first Steel Authority. Very smart move, accompanied by a sharp burst in volume. 115.75. What are the charts telling you?
Yeah, sorry. If you see Steel Authority of India, the charts are at its highest levels post, say, December 2021. Sorry. And it has even crossed its swing highs of September. So I feel steadily the stock is now coming into a big bullish territory, and a lot of underperformance was there in stocks like SAIL, Nalco, but that is now being rectified. And from the current levels, I guess this stock could still go up to 120-25 levels, and 110 should be the stop loss.
Okay, and how about Bharat Dynamics? A record high today accompanied by a very, very sharp surge in volume. The price that I see is somewhere like 1505. Your view on Bharat Dynamics?
If you see the stock of Bharat
Dynamics, Bharat
Dynamics,
Dynamics for you.
Yeah. The stock of Bharat Dynamics, now if you see, has been in a steady uptrend since November 2020. The last 1.5 months, it has been in a steady uptrend from 1100 levels. And the stock has even few sessions back crossed its swing highs of July which were around 1250, 1280. And last few days, we are seeing good accumulation happening, and all the directional indicators are also pointing towards strength. So I feel today has been a big breakout day for this stock. The stock is up 10%, and I feel from the current levels, the stock could continue its upside given the focus and impetus that is being put on defense. And I still feel that this entire theme, can move from here on also. So specifically, Bharat Dynamics 1430, 1450 now will act as a strong support until this holds. 1700 levels also can be achieved, or maybe beyond that.
Okay, absolutely. BDL on a roll, and how, by the way, BDL is up around 65% in the last 1 year. But I'll discuss HDFC also with you, Sudeep. But now it's time for us to take a short and quick break. We'll be right after this break and discuss HDFC Bank. So stay tuned.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now let's discuss HDFC Bank with Sudeep. And you know, Shell, why I'm discussing this stock, because I was reading that FIIs are back in action and FIIs ki dhamakedar wapsi, and whenever FIIs are back, they buy into these blue chips like Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank. But you know, we are not seeing any action today also in HDFC Bank. So I want to come to you, Sudeep. ये action कब वापस आएगा?
Tanya, if you see, it's not only HDFC Bank, it's all on. If you see most of the banks right now, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, post this breakout in the last, before last 6-7 sessions, all these stocks now have gone to a range. And overall, I feel it's okay if they go into a range, because in the last few sessions, we have seen a massive move in Bank Nifty, and after that, it is now consolidating at higher levels. But overall, if you see the HDFC Bank's option chain, now this stock in the last several sessions, we are seeing some good put writing happening in the 1640, 1620 strikes, and also on the upside, the call writing has decreased. So I feel it's just a matter of time that the stock is consolidating, and overall till 1630, 1635 holds, higher levels up to 1700 could be on the cards.
Okay, absolutely got that. What are you watching, Shell?
Tanya, it's now 323. Nifty is almost at its day's low. This is where it started today's trade, at least in the first candle, 21,408. I have a feeling that this one will hold, and let's see where it closes. But after many days of strong buying, we have a minor downtick, nothing to be worried about, just 48 points lower, and let's see how it pans out. I'd just like to point out the pullers and draggers, what is pulling the index up and what is bringing it lower. Since it's a negative day, let's start with stocks that are down. ICICI Bank is down 1.7%. The point fall it's contributing to the Nifty is 31 points. ITC is down 1.4%. This fall is responsible for 14 negative points on Nifty. Infosys a percent lower. This contribution leads to 13 points down on the Nifty. Axis Bank and Power Grid each 6 and 4 points respectively on the negative side. What's helping the index up? Well, Reliance Industries 21 points. This is a percent higher at 25.19. So this is good news. Bajaj Auto is the new track on town. 6 points to the contribution, and the stock itself is 3% higher, 64.62. Let's do a chart check, Sudeep, on Bajaj Auto. This is of course a fresh record high for this one, and a strong move coming in thanks to decent volumes, which are somewhere like 8,70,000 shares. Would you stick your neck out on Bajaj Auto? What's happening here?
This is a complete outperformer. If we see all the other auto stocks, whether other two-wheelers or not, TVS Motors has already crossed 2000 and it has outperformed alongside Bajaj Auto. But in the last 2-3 days, Bajaj Auto has fairly outperformed, and I feel it's making a strong statement here, because the stock has moved from, say, somewhere around 50, 200, 50 to 50 since first week of November up to 60, 200, 6220 till about 14th of December. Today's move of 3%. So that speaks volumes at such a high level. Fresh accumulation, fresh momentum is being seen in the stock. So I feel that something is going too much right for this stock, and from the current levels also we can trail our positions with 6230 as a stop loss and 6700 as a target, extended target on the upside.
Okay. What else is interesting in the last dying moments of trade? We are already at 326 at the moment, and what is interesting? Okay, Sakshi, I'll tell you a multi-bagger that's moving dramatically. We don't often discuss this one, but let's put out the chart of Sundaram Finance, one of probably the strongest balance sheets I have read consistently over the last 25 years, is in front of you at about 3,799, of course, 3,800. Needless to add, this is a fresh record high. The counters moved from 3,200 on 11th of December to 3,800 in front of you. One of the biggest and the best brand names that have come down from, which have come up from down south. Your view, Sudeep, of course, this will be a positional view because one, it's a non-F&O stock, and of course a slightly high ticket. Sundaram Finance for you.
Shailendra, if you see Sundaram Finance, the stock consistently over the last many years has been a compounding stock. But in the last 4 or 5 months now, from September till 11th of December, what you were just mentioning, the stock was in a range between, say, 3050 and 3300, 3400. But post that dip to 3200 on 11th of December and a subsequent breakout above 3400 on 13th December, the stock has given a big move with volumes. And if you see the last 4 or 5 sessions chart, 5 sessions charts, it is a higher top, higher bottom formation without the previous day's low even being touched or even being breached. So I feel it's a strong signs of a stock in an uptrend, and from the current levels, this stock can be looked upon from a medium to long-term perspective. Stock could head up to steadily, could head up to 4700, 4900s, and on the dips to say 3600, 3650, this can be picked up with 3500 as a stop loss.
Okay, 328, ladies and gentlemen. The market just about to shut shop, and one view we need is on Asian Paints. The reason why I say that is because on Friday we caught the long trade on this one. Asian Paints days high 33.55 for you. Very quickly, your view, Sudeep, on Asian Paints.
Shailendra, the stock is looking positive. If you see last 5 days action, The consolidation had been broken out yesterday, and today we are seeing a follow-up action there on the upside. The stock is also trading above its short-term moving average, 20-day exponential moving one, and it is now challenging its 25th September's high of 3334, and so it's just trading somewhere around that zone. So I feel with the kind of positive momentum the stock is going with today, it would open with a gap above that previous swing high, and I guess could continue its momentum from here on. So overall, 3280 could act as a support, and on the upside, we could see levels of 3430, 3450, where there is a downward sloping trend line which is present there as a resistance.
Okay, absolutely. So that's the verdict coming in on Asian Paints, and with that, thank you so much, Sudeep, for sharing these wonderful ideas with us and for being with us here on BT TV. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me and my team, and of course Shail as well, to wrap up this edition of Market Today. But 21,400, that is the level that is still intact on Nifty. Let's see how the action pans out going forward, and it's going to be a stock specific action that we are going to see ahead as well, going ahead as well. So for that, you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to stay tuned to BT TV. Lots more coming up for you. Stay tuned, and many thanks for watching.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Steel baron and businessman Sachin Jindal has been booked. JSW boss Sachin Jindal has been accused of rape and sexual harassment by a 30-year-old woman. Mumbai police have registered an FIR after Bombay High Court's order. The woman has alleged that Jindal expressed romantic feelings in spite of being married and promised to marry her. She also says that after raping her, he apologized but later threatened her to withdraw the complaint.